Yo, what's good? It's your man, 100 Grand Ross with The Rock Never Stops. Yo, let me just say, the king is back. The king is back. Your man, Morant, is back. He's back. And when I say he's back, the man is back. Yo, I'm going to dive into that in this video. If you enjoy it, smash the like button for me. Hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. Yo, talk about making a return. Talk about putting everybody on notice. Talk about reminding folks that I'm still him. You know, it's something to take note of, that not everybody can bounce back. People go through things and they're just never really the same again. I don't know if y'all remember Michael Vick when he was doing the dog fighting stuff at the house and whatnot. I mean, he wasn't doing it, but people he knew was doing it on his property. And he got convicted for it. And man, never the same again. Never the same. And, you know, folks go through stuff, and when they go through all the media and television and people tearing their name down and dogging them out, sometimes they just get in their heads and they're never the same. But John Morant and his family, his support system, his pops, those around him, as much as they have been maligned and dragged through the mud because of his recent troubles and things he was dealing with in terms of playing with the guns and not being a role model and representative of what the NBA is wanting to present themselves as, they have done a hell of a job to keep that boy focused. They've done a hell of a job to make sure that when he came back, he would come back and remind folks just why he is who he is, why he's an MVP candidate, why he's one of the superstars of the league, why he is a face of the league. Shoot, he might as well be the new Allen Iverson of the league. You see, he may not be the king that you want, but he's the king that you got. And you better enjoy him while he's here, because when he's gone, he's gone. We know that the lifespan and longevity of a lot of incredible, what we call freak athletes, the top 0.1% of athletes throughout the world, we know that that has a shelf life. And while it's here, it is something to behold. We all remember Derrick Rose in his prime with the Chicago Bulls. D. Rose was an amazing thing to behold. But those things don't last forever. And I guess what I'm trying to get at is, you know, as much as we can focus on what somebody has to work on, what they have to improve upon, what they might be doing wrong, let's not also forget what they do well in life. Let's not also forget that they bring a whole lot of excitement to this game that we all love called basketball. You know, it was something that was really interesting in his draft. I think this has been talked about overwhelmingly. But, you know, we all know that he went number 2 behind Zion Williamson. And it's interesting that he makes his return with Zion, because Zion has not really gotten back. He's had a hell of a summer. Whole lot of stress, a whole lot of craziness, whole lot of things that played out in the public eye and media that I'm pretty sure he wishes to just move on from. And I'm pretty sure all of us could if any of our stuff got dragged out into the street. But he's struggling. He's struggling with his weight still. He's struggling with his focus. He's struggling with finding his footing on his team. And it seems like everybody's around him in support of him because they know how talented he is and they want him to be who he is because they need him. He's their ticket to a championship. He's their ticket to having a chance for a championship. But he's struggling. It's obvious. It's evident. In this game, he was struggling. And albeit Memphis has a really good defense, really strong interior defensive front court with Jaren Jackson Jr., Defensive Player of the Year, right? And Bismack Biyombo, who's definitely a rim protector. And Xavier Tillman is one of those Michigan State, bulldog type, I know they're the Spartans. I'm calling him a bulldog because he's tough and he gets into you and he moves his feet. And he's somebody that's dedicated and diligent to playing a physical brand of front court basketball, right? In that Draymond Green, Zach Randolph mold, right? And it made it tough as hell for Zion Williamson. But in a game where they were in control in the first half and they were in control in the third quarter, and then sometime in the fourth quarter, they began to lose control and the superstar for the other team began to step up, Zion Williamson was not. He was not. And Ja was. And by the end of the game, with the ball in Ja's hands, Ja was the difference. You know, in that draft, Jerry West, the much famed front office member of the Los Angeles Lakers and champion with the Los Angeles Lakers, and now he's with the Clippers, I believe, or he was. He might have left by now, but who knows? But he said in that draft, he said John Morant's going to be the better of the two. And there's something that I have to point out that I have noticed about some of the language around Zion Williamson in that draft. It was similar language that we've heard before about other players. Other players such as DeAndre Ayton. Other players such as Andrew Wiggins. They said they don't know about their motor. And when they talk about the motor, they're talking about the drive. What is that edge? What is that internal mechanism that causes them to go hard? And it is an intrinsic motivation, meaning that it is not something that someone on the outside needs to push them for. The reason why they're going to work hard on their game, the reason why they're going to work hard to stay in shape, the reason why they're going to show up night in and night out and push themselves to be absolutely dominant is because there's something inside of them that drives them. And with Zion Williamson, that was a question. What is it that is driving you to be great? Because you have the tools, you have the talent, you have the physical ability to do it and the skill. I'm not going to say he hasn't put in a lot of hard work, because he has. You don't get here without putting in hard work. You don't get the full ride to Duke and be a one and done unless you've put in a lot of hard work. But at this level, this is the cream of the crop. Literally, this is the most talented league in the world. And to be the best of the best here, you must have an equally insane work ethic to go along with your equally insane physical gifts and tools. And when you have those tools, the expectation becomes, where is the ethic? You know, it was interesting because there was an interview, I believe it was with Shaq. Yeah, Shaq and Barkley. And they were talking about their weight issues. And they were saying how, they thought they were working hard. They really did. But they weren't. They weren't working hard to be the champion. They weren't working hard to be the all-time great that they could have been had they been at that next level. And then they generally point out guys who were at that next level because they played alongside of them. The Kobe Bryants, the Michael Jordans, who have the insane work ethic. And it is practically insane because it comes at such a sacrifice. Many people don't do it because they're just like, look, I want to balance out my life. I want to be able to do other things. But even if you don't have that level of work ethic, we have to commend to Charles Barkley because he came in that close to 300 pounds, 280, 300 pounds. And when he had Moses Malone next to him, he has a famous story about how he wasn't getting playing time. And Moses Malone looked at him and poked him and said, man, you're fat. You're out of shape. What do you think this is? Why do you think the coach should trust you and you can't even get into the shape you need for this? And so he helped him. He helped guide him. He put his arm around him. And he held him accountable. And when he got his weight down, he was there with him throughout the process. And he got down to about 260. Then he got down to about 250. And then he said he got down to 240. And he said, nah, I feel too light. So he said, okay, so 250 is it. That's your weight. And Charles Barkley had an incredible career. MVP. He got to the NBA Finals. Right? He's an all-time great. Shaq. He's got 4 rings. 3 with the Lakers, 1 with the Heat. He's had an incredible career. You see, there's levels to it. Even if you don't get to that top tier level, you can still get to a higher level. But not everybody bounces back. When all the eyes are on them, now when everybody is staring at them, pointing at them, prodding at them, criticizing them. But John Morant, he's back. The king is back. And I'm here for it. Yo. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button for me. Hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. I'm always down to chop it up with y'all in the comment section, so definitely leave a comment below. And I'm going to get at y'all next time. Peace.